Hey, Buffer. How goes it? Oh, I screwed something up. Oh, crap. Why? I don't. YouTube sucks. I mean, please sponsor me, YouTube. This is annoying as H. Okay, wait a minute. I think I am live vertically and horizontally, even though YouTube told me I wasn't. USA killed it. This is the best I have seen the USA ever do in a World Cup. And it's blowing my mind because watching them in these friendlies and matches leading up to the World Cup because I get depressed every time we lose. But holy crap, man. I think someone said, and it makes sense, but I think I heard that the USA has never guaranteed a round, like making it out of the group stage by the second game they played. This is the first time it's ever happened. Let's go. Let's go. So, I well, okay, so first, I think I have some news, right? We were digging into music is loud? Is loud. That's what I get for the every time I don't do an audio check, that's when I hear it's loud. I should just like make it a habit. Okay. Hopefully that's a little better. I turned it down like 5 decibels. Okay. You know what? I'll pause the music for a second anyway because I want to chat. So, where were we Wednesday? We were looking at the performance of Briarthorn, QT, QML, and trying to figure out like what the heck was going on with the bottleneck, right? Yeah, with and we narrowed it down to the fact that heading was changing. Anytime heading was changing, that's when we were seeing our performance go from like 240 frames per second down to 20, 25 frames a second. So I did end up digging a little deeper. So let's take a look. I also added a couple more things. Performance is looking pretty good. Pretty smooth, if I say so myself. I can launch my drones. I can do all kinds of fun stuff. I can zoom in, see what the drones are off to do. But yes, the problem ended up being in QTQML, there is what is called a canvas type. And that's honestly what I'm using to render all of my tracks is this canvas type. And Canvas, it's a very nice and clean, easy way to do like manual drawing. I might be able to show. Do I do it here? Under items, symbol track. This guy right here, enhance. This canvas type is what I'm using to essentially draw my symbols. So I give it a an array of data of vertices to loop over to handle rendering like an outline, and that is kind of what is used to build the symbol. And it does so with this on paint. So pretty straightforward, but it turns out the problem is this canvas type. It actually rasterizes on the CPU and then is stored as essentially like a texture. So anytime its data that is passed in is changed, then we have to redraw. But that's okay with my tracks because if you notice, anytime I zoom in or zoom out, the track sizes stay the same. So the track data is not being recalculated, it's not being redrawn. So it gets to remain cached as a texture that can just be rendered once or batch rendered once, right? But if you notice, exactly, notice how the radar volumes, which is where we were seeing the performance degradation anytime we added these entities, you notice how they increase in size and decrease in size anytime I range in, range out? Or notice how they are oriented needs to be calculated relative to my own ship's heading. So anytime that's happening, it turns out we had to redraw the radar volumes using the CPU every frame. Cache it, like, and redraw as in render it to a texture, and so that Qt can render it. So the solution the solution is to not use canvas, but use this shape object. And this shape object is more like an SVG. It's a scalar vector graphic, but it uses the GPU instead. So by swapping to this, two things happened actually. I immediately got my performance back, like immediately, just by changing this one piece from a canvas to a shape. But I also stopped consuming as much RAM. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how much RAM it said we were consuming, but the RAM consumption dropped pretty significantly because we're not, having to store all this data in RAM because it all gets sent to the GPU. So, yeah, success. So after fixing that, our performance is immediately back. So we are not anywhere closer to needing to write our game systems in C++ yet. So that's good because then that means I can keep prototyping and keep adding new ideas and try things out before this gets solidified, and then I will have to write C++. But the less I have to write C++, the more like flexible I'll be able to change things quickly versus having to wait for things to compile, that kind of thing. Hey Monsi, how's it going? So once I fixed that, I next started toying with the idea of fuel. So you'll notice this guy right here, or maybe this guy right here. And I'm not sure how I want to visualize fuel yet. Like, I think this is a little easier to see and understand. But I think this kind of shows that each drone has its own fuel level. So if I go to launch a drone and then maybe turn tail and move like further away from the drone. So this guy is going to either hit this or time out and want to turn around and come back to me, right? Is he going to hit him? Boom, got him. So now I immediately lost the fuel from that drone. So I do think, at least for this class, this drone swarm, the idea of managing how much fuel you have for a mission. Now, I think the fuel levels here are significantly too low to do anything useful. But I do think that is something. So I'm still playing around with how I want to visualize that. I'm not sure. That's something that I'm just gonna have to like figure out. But started playing with some more like game system concepts. So I'm already like launching drones. Let me see if I can shoot something. Shoot something further away. Because the drones will also drain fuel at different, not at different rates. Well, yeah, at different rates depending on if they're like trying to come back to me, that kind of thing. So then there might be variance in how much fuel you have, but then the total fuel will appear here. No, and not yes. Enemy the SAM sites can. So these guys right here, these guys can shoot me if actually I think I might be about to get shot if we look. If I put my radar here. So that is a guided missile from that SAM site coming this way. And I'm not 100% sure yet, but I like the idea of like, oh, is that just a regular enemy coming my way? Or do I need to like turn around and visualize this thing, or do I need to maybe I have a way to steer the radar itself? So you think oh, I don't have my controller with me. But you think if you have a controller, maybe one joystick is to steer, and then the others to steer the radar to point at something. Maybe we do something like that. I don't know. I have noticed there's a couple games I think coming out that do that, but for zombies, which is kind of cool. So like I think I don't know what it's called, but there is a newer game I think that's isometric, and you're fighting zombies, and you have like a flashlight, and it like shoots out in a conal direction, and it's only whatever you highlight shows that there are enemies there that have to be dealt with. So honestly, that's not dissimilar to what I'm trying to do, where it's like, oh, hey, there's something out there. Do I need to pay attention to it? Oh, shoot, that's a missile about to hit my face. I need to like hit a defensive button, or try and fly away, or try and dodge it, right? But nothing happens when it hits me. So like even now, I'm out of fuel. Nothing's happening. A missile hits me. Nothing really happens. I don't really have like I have health up here, but it's hard to see. Maybe if I maximize, kind of. Okay, if I if I do it this way, you can kind of see that I have health. I have a fuel gauge up here as well. So I'm still trying to figure out what the UI is going to look like, because this isn't great. And I'm also starting to wonder if I have too much going on. So things like that. But I have an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea. For a couple reasons. But my idea is, if I can get that initial game loop running where things can shoot at you, or you can be shot at, you can dodge, you have a couple of abilities that you can use. If I can get that in place, maybe I throw this up on my website, or itch.io. I don't know. This would be like before early access, I think, because it's not really a game yet. Like, even if I get combat working, I think I still need, I don't know, at least like a mission planning page for you to like decide how much fuel you want for the mission, decide what loadout you want for the mission. Um, I want a little bit of progression and a little bit of challenge or engagement for the first mission. But and this might be feature creep. So I'm not saying this will happen. I'm still like literally had this thought earlier today. But maybe I get a playable demo up and running on my website. You know, I'll provide a link up here, that kind of thing. And maybe, just maybe, if anyone that is watching goes to the website to join the demo or to load the demo, you are all thrown in to the same world. And so it becomes like a an open world PvP. And it wouldn't be anything crazy, right? It would be like, "Oh, you died. Okay, refresh the browser so you can relaunch the rejoin the game," right? Something like that. I cuz I'm trying to find a way to be like a little more engaging with chat and also maybe give chat the opportunity to break the game, if you will. But this could also be considered feature creep because adding an entire like multiplayer layer to this game when I'm not even like 100% sure what the single player experience is going to be like, that might steer me in the wrong direction. Um, so I don't know, but I think at a minimum, getting a playable demo up and like that's the goal, right? At least that's like the first milestone is a playable demo. Something that anyone who's watching or anyone who finds it interesting can just like go to a website, load it up, and run through a mission real quick. Probably wouldn't be like saving progress or anything like that. And then I can just make some changes, and then anytime I make changes, I'll push up those changes, and this will all be automated, right? This isn't just I'm not a hobbyist when it comes to programming in general. So if I do this, I'm going to do this like I would professionally. We're talking software pipelines, testing, static analysis, automated packaging, and then automated deployment. Like I would do all of that, such that like on stream, we could be like, oh hey, Buffer joined the game and he's driving a Batmobile when he should have been driving a an aircraft, right? Like, oh, that's a bug. Whoops. All right, make some changes, push, and then 30 seconds later, or however long it takes to compile and deploy, the bug has been fixed, and we could see how that's done live on stream. That's that's my thought. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I still think milestone one is playable demo, playable level, playable mission. So I could definitely load this up on the website, then work towards that so people will be able to follow along. It just won't be very fun to start with. But I don't know what I really don't know is how do other game devs do this, like those who have been successful? Do they host the website themselves? Do they host it themselves or do they throw it up on itch.io? Yeah, I think itch is more popular for sure. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with me hosting it on my website and itch. And then I got to thinking, it would be kind of cool to build and host the game server itself, so that anytime anyone visits the site, they can enter the demo world, if you will, where anyone, like, it would just be one world, one server, right? So anyone who visits the website, you could maybe play the standalone mission, or join the open PvP world, that kind of thing. But from a security standpoint, exposing my my server to the my server at my house to the open internet terrifies me. So if I did that, I would probably want to use something like I don't know, like Firebase or something like that, right? A real-time database. Um yeah, cuz then I wouldn't have to worry about any of the back end stuff, like handling that. I think it would be interesting to build that out, but I wouldn't be able to host it. That could be an opportunity as well, where I build out like a game server and deploy that to a remote host, and then have this web app talk to that remote host for PvP gameplay kind of thing. But that's a lot of work, so I don't know. But it is the thought I had, so I'm definitely like mulling it through my head. Because it would be kind of cool to be able to have like just one of you guys pop in and like, hey, what are you doing? Like, oh, just go to this website and you can join the active game development. Yeah, and I use Cloudflare, and Cloudflare has like little, I don't even know what they call them, um little servers, servlets, something like that. So like I could just run the server on one of those, and Cloudflare will wire into a lot of the common Git repositories. So being able to automatically deploy, that could still work, but it would add a lot more development time. So then it becomes a question of, should the focus be on my live streaming and chat interaction, or should the focus be on game development and trying to get something released, or a combination of one or the other? So I've got some stuff to figure out there. But I think step 1 is playable demo. And what does a playable demo look like to me? A playable demo to me is probably, at a bare minimum, you get dropped into a fairly static, well defined scenario, maybe with some amount of fuel, abilities to shoot, obviously abilities to fly, shoot and defend, abilities to shoot and defend. I've been flying for a while here. And I just kind of throw you in, and maybe an objective. So that was something else I was going to build out, was an objective list. Like, can you complete the objective? Because you're going to be limited. You're going to be limited by fuel. So I would need to add the ability to basically end the game, or like stop it running for you. And so if you wanted to play again, you would have to like refresh the browser. Now, I think eventually, like, this is bare minimum. I think eventually I also add a game menu, right? Start a new game, um, load a game, quit the game. Do you quit the game when you're in a browser? I don't think you quit a game when you're in a browser. Do you? I think you just close the. I got some learning to do for WebAssembly as well. Um, that's kind of where I'm at with this right now. So I think for tonight, I'm not gonna be on here too late. I got a late start, which kind of sucks, but I couldn't miss the USA game. But I think I want to at least make sure this will build for WebAssembly and see if we can get this running in a browser. I want to make sure that's in place. I'm probably going to need to make sure I have software pipelines that are up and running. I doubt I'll have time to get to that just because the sheer amount of time it takes for making sure the configuration works, pushing up a change, making sure it compiles correctly, so on and so forth. But I think that's where I need to take this right now. Let's just see if we can get this running in a browser. Because I know this runs on Windows. I know this runs on Mac. So on stream, I'm on Windows. But honestly, a lot of my development is happening late at night when I'm laying in bed and I'm on my MacBook and I'm just able to like sit there and type for a little bit. Oh, we do know it runs on Linux. It's the Steam Deck. So yeah, we can do that as well. Ooh, I don't have my Steam Deck plugged in right now. I don't have it hooked up to the KVM. So I think that's what I want to do is basically pop into my dev container here. I don't think the Steam Deck dev container has Emscripten in. So I'm gonna have to pop into. Yes, this one does. Oh, and if I remember, there were some challenges getting Qt working with WebAssembly, mainly because of VC package, not because of Qt itself. Let's do that. Let's pop into. I remember how. Firethorn dev container. All right, it's time to code. Let's listen to some music. I've been on this Mothra kick. She is freaking awesome. Thought I heard Trill. Oh no. He has so Trill having to stay indoors. He has not been happy. He I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, he's gotten me a couple of times. Uh this one's healed. This one's harder to see. Uh he I mean he's doing good now, but like the first 2 days which was after him being used to being let outside, he was a grouchy cat. He was a grumpy cat. Um I've been looking at outdoor catios, but I'm not sure how to get him from the house into the catio without me having to like manually pick him up, take him outside, put him in essentially this really nice big cage with which has stuff for him to climb up, that kind of thing. And then like have to continuously check on him to see if he wants inside, to see if he wants food, that kind of thing. And then there's the other thing I could potentially do. There's that window in my office that I stream in. I could try and set it up like right out there so that he could just like hop in and out from the window. But now like where it gets hot where I'm at, so I don't want to leave the window open when I have the AC running. So I'm not like I'm just not sure what to do about that. I think the simplest solution is to get a smaller catio and just put it on my back porch and just like put him in there. Maybe put a lawn chair in there because he likes sleeping on the lawn chair that was out on the porch. So I could put him in there. Like I would, it would still be a big enough catio that he would have room to like move around and wander. I could leave him food and water out there, but it's muggy, and if it's storming, like he might want to sit out there while it's raining because because it like my back porch has a roof, so he would stay dry, but he might still want to be outside to enjoy the storm. Um, but I would still have to like go and check on him. So I just I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I feel bad. Trill is very clearly more of an outdoor cat than an indoor cat. So I got him. I've only had him for since September, which is like what? Is that almost not quite a year ago? 6 months ago, something like that. Um, 9 months ago. Yeah, I've only had him since September, and so he's kind of set in his ways and who he is as a cat, which didn't involve me while he was growing up, and so he's very clearly a cat who is used to being outside, enjoys outside, loves to explore. That's the only problem. So even if I get him a catio, he wouldn't get to explore. So I don't know. I assume that's still better than being cooped up indoors every day, all day. Plus, work is probably going to change where I'm not working from home anymore. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. This this is gonna turn into watching paint dry again. I fear. I didn't plan on. I didn't have the dependencies built. All right. When in doubt, wordle it out. This only lasts so long. Let's see here. What's a good word to start with? I'm going with drink. Okay. We know we have an I. Pouty. We know we have an O. Shale. Holy crap. This is a terrible run. I've got an I, an O, and an E. Bowie? Is that a word? No, it can't be Bowie. Uh, it can't be E, so it can't be like we or like it can't end in IE. Um, Bills. Minnow. Oh man, that won't work. Geoid. Can't be a D. Geom. Genome. That won't work. Genie. Nope, that won't work. a hard word, or am I dumb? I might be dumb. Or Oreo. Oreoi. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, I could try and just go for another word. I mean, I just need to go for a word that has these vowels in it. Coin, 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 coin. Can't be an N. Joyle, is that a word or is that the answer? I've never heard of Joyle before. It can't be an L. What in the world? I don't think I've ever seen that word before. Joyle? Foil? Do we have an F? That, I mean, that doesn't work. No, that doesn't work. Okay, so it can't be oil. Like, it can't be a consonant oil because the I doesn't go there. Or the O, actually. Uh, oh, wait a minute. Ah! Oh, thought I had it. Thought I had it. Can't even come up with a... If only the L and E... Actually, none of it. Like, the oil. That's the problem. Oil can't work. Oh, are you using autocomplete? That's smart. That's actually smart. Um... With... We... Do I still have you? Is you gone? You is gone. If wondering if the second letter's an I with my build doing 13 of 32. Okay, this is we are not getting to WebAssembly tonight. I don't think so. It's gonna take too long to build. Um Oh no, that no voice doesn't work. That was a good guess though. Very good guess. This feels harder, especially because like N is gone, L is gone. Now, one of the things I've learned is usually if this ends up difficult like this, it's very possible that one or two, like one of these letters is going to be repeated. I just need a word so I can knock out some other letters. You need, like, it can't end in E. It's insane. E, Eiffel? I don't even think that's how you spell it. And L is gone. Oij, oif, oif. Crazy. Bio, bio-y. Beefdom. Beef. Beef. Fifo. Fifo. Awful. Can't use an L. Choice. Zoik. Zeus. Beach for test. Oh, to see that would knock out. I would like to do that, but I'd like to try and knock out another consonant. B. I would also like to try and like not if we are going to reuse a letter, let's see if we can use it in a different location. We want to get as much information, as much bang for the buck as we can. This is terrible. Zero. Weird. Oh, weirdo. Fiero. Love that car. Gyro. No. Beef. 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 I don't think that's how you spell coif, though. I think we're missing a U. That use letters that we don't. Omni, minnow, mini is no mystery, mighty G. We have a G. This is insane. Is this a crazy word? Mob. Moxie. Don't want the we know this is an E. Epoxy. E. Ewax. Ewoxy. Ewok. Ewalkie. Ew. Oh, this game is dumb. This was a mistake. Off the win of the USA, and now it's all downhill. There's got to be at least a word. There probably is a word, and it's the word. Vice. Yeah, I want to sacrifice a try. I just. All right. We can do a sacrifice, but it's got to be like mower almost no, mower won't work. I don't like if we're gonna sacrifice, we need vows that are not going to be in the same location. That's a word. It's a car. That's two constants we've already ruled out. Oh, I thought I had it. Oh, I thought I had it. Oh, I felt good about that one. It wouldn't have worked anyway. It ends in E. Okay, that tries E and O in a different. Okay, we're doing it. Okay, so it does use an M. And it doesn't begin with M. Holy crap. It uses so ohm to ohm like poem. So what are the, so oi o I fi going Ikali boda shuta sitapo. Memo, no. Holy crap, what is this word? Oem? Yeah, poem. I guess that's the only word I can think of, right? That's fair. So if it's not OEM, oim? I don't think oim's a word. I don't think that's an English ending. Oim? No. So if that's the case, are we thinking Imoen from Baldur's Gate? And we might still be dealing with like a duplicate letter as well. It is Expedition 33. Pretty sure it is, right? Lumiere. Oh, someone got it. That has to be it. That has to be it. I would not have guessed that emoji counts as a real word. I was not thinking that at all. That was not on my mind. I was not thinking J at all. I was thinking like EMO, but I was not thinking J. Yeah, this one was tough. Okay, where are we at in the build? We are still 13 of 32. This is the longest part of the build, which is QT base. But I think that's gonna take a while. Alright. Yeah, emote was what I was thinking, but T wasn't gonna work. Alright, let's feel extra dumb. The hell? Teetotal? Like a what is that called? A Tito Taylor? Is that what I'm thinking of? Oh man, I don't remember what that is. Time Machine, Dim Sum, Soy Sauce, Viscount, Vegemite, Fortune Cookie, Spinderella, Chopsticks, Miso Paste, People Person, Heart and Soul, Fleur Elise. Oh, that's music. Parmesan, The Entertainer, coincidentally. Wait, do you have access to Jai? What the heck? The long build times are a product of me using Windows subsystem for Linux, running Docker, and building to my Windows drive instead of building into the virtual machine. Plus, Qt is a big framework. I thought I already had this pre-built, but I think I only had it pre-built for Linux. I don't have it pre-built for WebAssembly, so I don't even think there's a guarantee this all will build at the moment. We'll have to see if we have time. This might take too long. For those who just joined or wasn't aware of the conversation, I have a plan or an idea. Let's say I have an idea. And that idea, just wait for it, wait for it. I want to try and get this game working in WebAssembly so I can put it on my website to have you guys be able to, whenever you want, go to the website and maybe enter a PvP world version of this where maybe you shoot someone else in chat down, maybe. Um, as a way to interact with you guys and see what it looks like, see what development looks like for this. At a minimum, a playable single player demo. Um, Stretch goal, if you guys are familiar with that term, would be a just drop into the world and start shooting at each other to stress test the systems that I have in play. We'll see. But step one is, can I get it loaded in a browser? But I gotta wait for the code to build for WebAssembly to do that. Okay. So this is music. This sounds familiar. It also sounds kind of like a joke, but I don't know if that's actually true. Vegemite, I know what that is. Never had it. I've heard it sounds gross. Would you consider that a paste? No idea what this is. I feel like I should know, but I don't remember. Tito to why am I thinking Tito Taylor? I don't feel like that's right. I have to Google that one. Soy sauce is a I don't know, like a seasoning, a sauce. Is this like a Asian cuisine or soy sauce, fortune cookie, chopsticks? No idea what this is supposed to be. Are these are these like the initial letter is misplaced? Cinderella would be Cinderella. Viscount would be discount. Except that's 2 letters. Fur Elise is music. A people person. An extrovert. The entertainer. Ooh. Vegemite is a food. I think it's like an Australian thing, right? It's this like it's yeast, I think. It's like a yeast extract or something that they put on their toast. Topping. Would we say that's a topping? Umami. Come on, guys. You don't know your umami? I didn't know, I'll be honest. I didn't know umami was a thing until I saw a cooking anime. And they were all about like a dish having or being umami. And I was like, what are they saying? Because it's like I think it falls under like a salty dish or a savory. Like you have savory, sweet, umami, and my understanding is umami is like earthy, I guess, like mushrooms. I think. I don't know. I'm not a culinary person. Okay, so that goes my idea about like Asian scene. Fortune cookie is something you get. Heart and soul. Coincidentally. I'm just trying to find 2 words that go together. Viscount. What is viscount? What are they saying? I do not understand. Total sum discount. Maybe it's the second half of the word we're paying attention to. Yeah, but this is one word though. What would go with time machine? Time machine. Machine, person, cookie, entertainer. That doesn't feel right. For Elise. This one's thrown me off. This is like a very popular song. Even call it a song. What would you call this? This is yeah, for Elise's music. You would know it if you hear it. I'm pretty sure. Here, I'll play it real quick. I might even be able to play this on YouTube. It's so popular. Like you would know it. It's Beethoven. Kind of low. Can you hear that? Really low. All right. This is for Elise. Yeah, whether you know it or not, everyone here knows for Elise. Guaranteed. You either know it as it is, or you know it as like a someone sampling it. You know it from like an advertisement, but you do know it. But that's what's throwing me off is it's like Beethoven, but nothing else. I don't know what a Spinderella is. That's not like combining spinster and Cinderella, is it? But then what would this combine? It's almost like these are combined words, but I don't see another one that would fit into this category. Coincidentally, the entertainer, dim sum. I swear dim sum is like I don't know if it's a play on words or if it's an actual thing. I don't remember. Let's try it. We're one away, and I wasn't convinced about dim sum. But if you're correct and it's total count sum, what else would go? Tally. Oh, is it tally? Tally, total, sum, count. All right, I'm done. We're gonna end stream there. I'm gonna end on a high note. The USA won for the first time. They've made it to the knockout rounds in only 2 games played, and I figured that out. Nah, to be fair, I didn't. I don't want to take all credit. Who said it? Yeah, Buffer was on to something. Total sum count. I got credit for tally. Yeah, we don't have monster because I already drank it all. And I bought a 24 pack. It lasted me 2 weeks, I think. That's not bad, right? Is that bad? 24 pack in 2 weeks? But I'm out. Okay. This is rough. This is tough. Um, so the other thing about this game, I think purple, the color purple, means it's one of the more difficult ones. So we got a difficult one out of the way, which means these should be easier. Chopsticks, fortune cookie, heart and soul. I got nothing. Entertainment. What is Fur Elise about? Maybe that means something. Not even close. All right, I have no idea. The Entertainer. Oh, are there other song names here? Newspapers? Oh, like this is like a magazine or something. Heart and Soul. Spinderella a song? You know what? This would make more sense as a song name. People is a magazine, right? Yeah, People magazine. But People person? People, time. What else? Time magazine, People magazine, The magazine, Heart, Spinderella. If this is a magazine, it would be like be like one of those crappy ones you buy at a gas station. Fortune 500? Fortune? Entertainment Weekly is a magazine. Ooh, we're one away. We're one away. So which one is it? And which Heart and Soul maybe? This is our last guess. Okay, if we think magazine is one of them, is one of the options here for the four, then what else is missing that they would become their own category? I could almost see this being music, except Heart and Soul almost sounds like a band. Chopsticks magazine. I mean, I honestly, guys, there has to be a magazine in the world that is about chopsticks. There has to be. There's no way there isn't, right? All right, I'm trying. Dang it. Things a beginner might learn on the piano. I was not there. My brain was not there. Things a beginner might learn on the piano. Chopsticks, fur. These were songs. Oh man, I used to know chopsticks. I grew up in a country house on a farm, and we had a I don't know what you call it, a grand piano, I think is what it's called, like a big old piano in the house, and we had a pipe organ. Now that I think about it, I never learned. My mom taught me chopsticks, and that was it. Like that's the only thing I knew. Fortune cookie. I would not have gotten to magazine with fortune cookie. I was fortune. No, yeah, starting with magazine. Fortune, people, time, spin, spender. Like I don't know what this is. I yeah. So we were on the right track. We just didn't know which went where. So I'm okay with that. That's a half win, I think. Okay. I don't think we are getting to WebAssembly tonight. So I am thinking maybe I try out a language for a little bit, maybe a new language. Which new language is the question? I think I will have time this weekend to hop on stream again. So I will definitely um try and get this built, and then maybe the next stream it'll be ready. Um sure, why not? Let's take a look at cow programming. Is that oh god, this is going to be so bad. Is it Odin or is it Cal, Buffer? I'll let you choose. I think I'm gonna kill this build for now. Reopen folder locally. All right, all right. I'll let's see. It's about 8 o'clock. Let's do Odin for a little bit. Let's see. Odin, I like Odin just because it comes packaged with a bunch of stuff from what I've read. So let's do that and see if we can get something up and running pretty quick. So how do we even begin? That's the question. If I'm learning a brand new language, how do I begin learning that new language? What? I should probably update my title a little bit since we're not making progress here. Okay, let's do. Is Odin? Can I learn Odin? Done. Odin language. Odin. All right, I need to update my titles here. Actually, how do I update my title? Oh, this my vertical streams configuration is way incorrect. Don't know why. Okay. Is Odin worth the hype? Oh, you're all about the what is that called? You're all about the taglines and baiting people into the video. Oh, is it not even 1.0? How do where do you how do we look at that? Is there like an Odin status package news? Moving towards a new core OS, the rationale and transition period to moving to a new core OS. Odin has been designed to be a pragmatic and evolutionary language, and as such, most people have come to appreciate the results of that, especially oh, excuse me, especially stability of language features. Odin rarely experiences breaking changes. However, we have some technical debt to pay. Packages, base runtime, and CoreOS are the oldest packages in the core library of Odin, as they were used in bootstrapping the language and the rest of the packages. Over time, they became an amalgamation of ideas added as and when things were needed. Base runtime has already been cleaned up, but CoreOS's general API was poorly designed and inconsistent across platforms. Certain procedures were available only on specific platforms, and other procedures, while available on other platforms, didn't have a unified signature across them. Constants and error messages were all platform specific, leading to less than ideal cross platform behavior. Yeah, so that sucks, and that is awesome. They are working towards fixing that because I think I talked a little bit about this, but if I were to ever truly move away from C++, at least personally, I mean, I go where people pay me, so and where I live, people pay for C++. Um, but if I were able to move away from C++, it would be that the language is well defined for cross-platform, including like tooling, language styling, that kind of thing. I'm at a point now where I have had to rely on tooling so much to enforce how C++ should be written for a given project. And I'm like, at this point, I kind of want the language to just tell me, like, hey, um, functions should be capitalized. Member variables should be lowercase, or local variables should be lowercase. Private variables should have an underscore. You know, things like that. That is what I want, and cross-platform. I am aware of a language that does that today. Kotlin, I did not realize if that's what it does. I have used for my mobile app. I think I've showed this off on stream too. So I play Magic the Gathering, and so I have used this thing to do damage tracking, that kind of thing. Look at history, game history. You can review like the results of the game. You'll like if with enough data you'll get the charts to show up, that kind of thing. This is all done in Flutter, which is basically what Qt is GUI cross-platform GUI development for C++. Flutter is cross-platform UI development for Dart. And Dart basically has everything I was talking about, which is, hey, this is how you write member variables. This is how you write private member variables. This is how you need to write functions, things like that. Coming from C++, where everyone had the flexibility to design their own way of writing code, holy crap. Like, holy crap. The things I have seen over the years is terrifying. I have, yes, I've seen the emoji programming language. We were looking at that, weren't we? Or did we found one version of it? I don't know if we found the version. But man, yeah, I like that's really what I'm looking for me. If I was trying to start up a new language today, it would be that. It would be like an enforced coding style, and it would work on all platforms, and it wouldn't be like a virtual machine. It wouldn't be C# or Java. It would be native, or as native as it can be. So again, Dart. Dart is automatically garbage collected, though, I think. And then the other downside, at least with Flutter, is it's like widget API. It's a lot to get used to if you're not used to declarative style of programming, which Flutter is, and also thinking about like immutable data and what it takes to like modify immutable data, which is basically reinstantiating objects, that kind of thing. So it's a different mindset to software development than I've ever had to use like for C++ with Flutter. But like that's kind of what I want. Yeah, yeah. Not everyone reads a style guide, and then what inevitably happens is someone doesn't like the style guide, so they come up with a new standard, right? And now it's that what is it? The XKCD meme of, hey, we invented a new standard to handle all of these other standards, but now we have 11 standards instead of 10. So that's kind of where that's coming from. Now I have never used Kotlin um, to do Android development. So that would be interesting. Is Kotlin cross-platform as well, or is it? Because I thought Kotlin was mostly Android. Yeah, yeah, it's the official Android language. And I have very limited experience with Java. I've used Java. I think I took one or two classes of Java in college, and I'm sure it's changed a lot since then. And then I have had to. What have I had to do? I think for work. For work, I had to integrate or get some Java application communicating with my simulation application. And that's like the extent of my Java. So I don't know enough about Java to really like be able to talk about it. Kotlin multi-platform. Interesting. Now, what's also interesting is with Flutter, it sounds like I was reading an article the other day that Canonical, the developers of Ubuntu, they are taking over the cross-platform desktop maintenance and development of Flutter for desktop machines. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of that. And I'm also like with Dart Flutter. I'm still looking forward to. I'm still looking forward to Toyota, the Toyota car company. I'm still looking forward to them entering the open source game engine realm. Except they're using Flutter to do it. So I'm really looking forward to that. When if it ever comes out, they announced it like back in February or something like that. So whenever that comes out, I'm definitely going to be doing this one for sure. But it's supposed to be open source, so we'll see. But yeah. Okay. So with Odin, that's what I do. Do I just download it? Is how you get started? So one thing to give credit where it's due, one thing I like about Flutter and Zig does this too. I could just come into the VS Code extension, go to Zig, install the extension, and it will automatically install the compiler for Zig. All right, so let me download Odin. Odin is dead simple to get started. There are three main ways. The official release from source, building source, very easy to do. Wait, what do you need to build Odin with? I bet it's C++. Boom, roasted. C++ mentioned. I could have told you that before I even looked. Everyone can hate on C++ all they want until you realize your language is running on it. Let's just do the official release. That's probably the easiest. Oh, wait, what? Odin needs the Visual C compiler, which I have, Windows SDK, which I have. It needs the desktop development with C++ component. Isn't I know Zig is based off of LLVM. I'm assuming that's what's going on with Odin as well. But isn't Zig actively like working towards their compilers being built from Zig? Is Odin doing the same thing? All right, so I have all of this. My command prompt will not have the Microsoft built. Wait, do I really have to set all this up? It wants me to clone the repo. Wait, it still wants me to build Odin. Wait, this isn't right. I mean, is it that easy? How long does Odin take to build? It says official releases. Download. Oh, No. I swapped it back to the warning. As far as I know, Mafra only has a handful of songs. And I don't know who this is. All right. I'm just setting up my environment here. Point to my Odin path. I assume I need this in my path. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Let's another Windows thing. I gotta relaunch the window anytime you make a environment modification. All right, if this works, I have Odin. I have Odin. All right. All right. I assume there is an extension for Odin I can use. Odin language support. Is there one that's like official? Is this the official one? Odin language server. I mean, it has the icon. That means it's official, right? Has the most the actor Luke Wilson is supporting Odin. Yeah, I guess I'll install this. All right, now what do I do? Let's make directory Odin demo. All right. Now what? Do I create an Odin file? Someone once wrote in my chat, Ginger Bill writing C++. Oh, Ginger Bill's the creator. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. Like, I've been aware this language has existed. That's all I know. Optionally add Odin compiler directory to my path, which I did, so that Odin exe is accessible everywhere on my computer. Check. Package managers. Repology maintains a list of package managers and there's. Okay, I don't think I need any of this anymore. Programming done right. All right. See full demo, see more examples. Oh, new version of Odin language server is available, requires reload. Sure, why not? Update. No OLS config file found. Do you wish to create one? Yes? Yes? This project? Okay, it's a JSON file. It points to a GitHub schema file. Okay. Enable document symbols, enable hover. Okay. Sure. Sure. Okay. Oh, I really wanted this language server to like give me a drop down list of imports. I was really hoping. Oh yeah. Let's see if it will do formatting as well, because I can't stand formatting code anymore. I it is a life that I never want to go back to. Okay. How do I do hello world? Probably need CoreOS maybe? What in the world is this? Uses a pound symbol, so I'm guessing that's like a package main. Maybe that's what I need. Or no, I bet this is defining a package called main. Using statement plus feature dynamic literals. I mean, no, format. Core format. I bet that's what I want. Okay. So, did I do it? Did I win? Hey, Mav, how's it going? I think I won. I think I am now an Odin developer. Is that all it took? Hang on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How do I build it? Oh no. I didn't get this far. Odin. Uh how do you build? How do you build? Why would I think it'd be on the homepage? You're trying to sell the language on the homepage, not teach people how to program. Read the docs. Oh, if I can get away with having to read documentation, you better believe I am not reading documentation. I will sit here and wonder why something isn't compiling much longer than it would take me to read the documentation. It is a matter of principle. Packages. Wait, Odin Run, are you kidding? Is it literally just you got me there. But I guess I could read the help here. Odin build compiles directory of .odin files as an executable. Same as build, but also then runs. Wait, that should have worked. According to this and you, Buffer, that should have worked. Do I have to specify the directory? Expected a package declaration at the beginning of. Oh. So with that example said package main, they didn't do it because they felt like it, right? Is Odin a semicolon language? I just realized. Oh no. Oh no. No. Uh, Odin is not a semicolon language. That is going to be such a hard habit to break. Do you know how long I have been using semicolons in my career? Don't answer that. But it's been my entire career. Oh, well, that was easy. Okay. Now let me ask you this. Is that debug or release? And where did it build to? Wait. Wait a minute. Where did it build? Where did it go? Where'd you go? Miss you so. Been forever. Odin build help. Odin build help. Maybe that's what I need. Holy crap. There's no way you're expecting me to read all of this. Okay, so I figured this out on my own. So give me credit there. Builds package endure. Well, it says the instructions for run says that it builds first. So a debug flag produces debug symbols. So I'm assuming that means the build is released by default. Odin run deletes the executable. That's interesting. Oh man. Okay, that's fair. I would have preferred a default build folder, but that's okay. I'm sure there's a way to specify. So now can I just do Odin run without specifying? Nope. Okay. Okay, so how do I specify Odin build help? I want to specify my build folder. Ooh, build mode. Builds as an executable. Builds as a dynamically linked library. Ooh, will this, let's see, build mode, DLL. Does this just straight up takes a package directory as its first argument? Why did I choose Odin? For no other reason than I failed to prepare correctly for tonight to do what I wanted to do. And so I asked Buffer, who, for whatever reason, unbeknownst to me, continues to show up and hassle me. So we're doing what Buffer wanted. Does Odin have its own like make system such that I can like I don't have to or I can like define all of my build flags and things like that? I'm assuming like Zig, I would probably just specify it all in like a JSON file or an Odin file. But step 1, I want to put my stuff in a build folder. Okay, so Odin has what appears to be its own make system with the executable. Because for C++, I would need CMake to do something like this, right? Dash define, name and value. Maybe I'm jumping ahead. The example is like, hey, this is how you do hello world, and I'm already thinking about how do I manage my project. Getting started, overview packages, vendor, library collection, import file, demo file, books, running. Ooh. I would be interested to see how Odin does tests. I do like automated testing. Okay. That's all you do. What in tarnations is that? Huh. Um, Nightly builds, running tests, demo examples, packages, overviews, getting started. Guess I can look at examples. Oh, I got. This was already the one we were looking at. Oh, looks like you can access operating specific APIs. Kind of cool. I'm not seeing, even in these examples, I am not seeing a complicated enough project for there to be a way to define your, holy moly. Yeah, I think it's, I'm noticing some similarities between this language and Zig, but to be fair, I'm noticing similarities between like any newer language because it turns out people have learned some better ways to do things over the years. Okay, this is annoying. There's got to be like a an Odin project. How do I find documentation? Okay, what are we showcasing? Maybe a real project will show how to do things. OLS is the language server for Odin. Hey, we're using that. Let's see how it works. Language server Odin works on all popular. Is it written in Odin? Is this just presenting it? Might just be presenting it. What's Embergen? Holy crap. Embergen is a real-time volumetric fluid simulator that can instantly simulate, render, and export flipbooks, image sequences, and VDB volumes. With Embergen, you can create anything from fire and smoke to explosions and magic wisps. Embergen gives you the creative freedom to iterate on your simulations in a few milliseconds instead of hours. Okay. Through Embergen, Odin runs in production among the giants of the games and film industries: Bethesda, Capcom, Codemasters, THQ Nordic, Warner Brothers, Weta Digital, and many others. Embergen is commercial software with a trial. Okay. So Odin's like actually being used. Like Odin's legitimately being used. Now, is it I'm gonna have to like read up or watch. You said Ginger Bill was the creator. I'm gonna have to like look him up and see what his goals for Odin is and why it exists as a language. But I really just want some documentation. I'm not seeing any like. Am I crazy or am I blind? Getting started, overview, packages, examples, demo file, books. You don't have a build system in Odin, but then how do you? Okay, this is fair. Maybe this is my C head, my C++ head, trying to figure out how to do this. But like with Zig, right? You still need a way to specify what libraries you want to link against. You still need a way to specify what targets you're going to build for. You still need like you still need a way to pull in assets, right? So one of the things I would use a make system like CMake for is point to a directory of, hey, these are all the files that I'm going to be like loading at runtime or something. or maybe I want to automatically load them and then compile them into source. Like you still need something that does that. Does Odin literally not have any of that? Surely not. Like, shouldn't there be a way for me to call Odin build and it would just pick up the file? Package managers are evil? What? Why are package managers evil? I don't wait, what? Is this going to require an entire mental shift on how I think about programming? Okay, so let me ask you this. I want to pull in someone else's Odin code. How do I do that? How do I link against it? Or is Odin wait, and this might be my C head still struggling to process what's happening right now. Am I not linking against pre-built binaries or libraries? Is everything that I pull into my code base built at the time that I run it? You include it in your source files. Holy shit. I don't know what to do with myself right now. Are you guys saying, like, I don't. Holy shit. What? Oh, but what do I do? I don't understand. Are you telling me I don't have to spend? Yeah, you can link with. That makes sense. You should be able to, right? Because Odin supports CABI, correct? So if I wanted to use zlib, if I wanted to use raylib, like, how does that work? It's written in C. I would have to link against it. Now, I know Odin comes with it, but Odin had to do it somehow. Foreign lib? How does Odin define a configuration file? The Odin language does not use configuration files for its build system. Instead, Odin organizes code entirely by directory based packages. To define configurations or handle varying environments across platforms, Odin uses native when statements at the file scope to conditionally compile or link specific imports. However, if you are referring to a different tool named Odin, how would I link against zlib using Odin? Oh, what did Google just take me to? To link against zlib and Odin programming language, you have two primary options. Use Odin's officially maintained build, that's fair, or create a manual foreign function interface block to bind your own system or local copy of zlib. Right. So how does that work? Use the built-in. No, I don't want to use link against a custom or system zlib. if you need to link against a specific version of zlib, you can use Odin's foreign import blocks. Frick. No, if you have a local static file, you would pass the file path relative to your package directory instead, such as lib, zlib. My zlib binding. Okay, so the package becomes my zlib binding so that when I import it, it's my zlib binding. That makes sense. Import core C. Okay. Link against the system's Z library. Again, this might be my my C head working here. But okay, wait, no, we're on to something. Cross-platform path handling. This is what I'm talking about. If your zlib library has different file names or locations depending on the target OS, you can combine a file scoped win statement with multiple foreign import blocks to ensure it compiles everywhere. Whoa. So basically, if I am understanding what's happening here, we're not using makefiles. We're not using build.odin. We are defining any and all make options in line with the code. Right? Because like what if I want to define like a good example. Okay, so like one thing Qt does is because of how big it is, it gives you the option to turn a bunch of features off, right? So, what if I wanted to turn a feature off? It sounds like I need like that's literally what I do is I'm inlining the options in code. We can actually let's just try this. Let's just try this. If I'm understanding correctly, we use win. I don't know what the hell this is. Oh no. Maybe I'm jumping into the harder end of this. Maybe I need to learn to walk before I run. Opinionated is fine to a point until you get to a language like Zig, and then it's just like so verbose. Is Odin going to be that verbose? Okay. So I can import vendor. Ooh, box 2D out of the box? Holy shit. You get GLFW out of the box. Lua. OpenGL, Raylib, SDL3. Okay, Odin. Okay. Vulkan, WebAssembly, WebGPU. Wait. Wait a minute. WebGPU. The reason I question that, it has been my understanding that the only implementations of WebGPU is the native one built in Rust, and then the C++ one built by Google called Dawn. So what is Odin using for WebGPU? WebGPU native. So I think this is pulling in Rust. Because isn't WebGPU native Rust? It sure is. This is Rust. Holy shit. Okay, Odin, I see you. I see you, Odin. Yeah, like Web GPU is that's straight up Rust. That's crazy. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so anything that has C API or ABI, then it looks like you can pull it in. So okay, here's a real question then, and maybe this is its own stream because I'm not going to be on here too much longer. I'm familiar with a C library called Flex. Right? So and Flex has a bunch of bindings, I think. It's written in C. You know what? Has someone already done this? Oh man, someone's done this, but it was 4 years ago, so it's not really maintained. 87 stars, updated 4 months ago. Hasn't really taken off. Interesting. So maybe that would be something that'd be kind of fun to do. Is if I learn Odin, see what it takes to integrate a large third-party library like Flex as a entity component system for a game or application simulation. Hey, kind of simulation, something like that. So let's do Raylib just because I'm somewhat familiar with Raylib at this point, and we can just see what it takes to render a triangle, I guess. Okay, now what do I do? Go to definition. Okay, a language server that works. Let's go. I don't know. I don't know how often you guys are seeing me struggle to get my C++ stuff to find everything I need when I need it. Okay, so something about Odin that I think I'm aware of is double colon means like constant, right? Constant assignment. And then colon equals is mutable. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I went to vendor Raylib and it brought me to a bunch of math functions. Not quite what I wanted. Wait, are these non-Raylib helper functions? Or did they have to re-implement Raylib logic? That's a little I don't like if I want to integrate a C library, I don't like the idea that you have to re-implement because then that means any bug fixes or changes from Raylib now have to also be manually updated and maintained here. So I'm hoping these are just like helper functions that the Odin package adds on top of Raylib. Also, where are all the Raylib functions? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, guys. Guys. I'm reading this wrong. I'm in easings.odin under Raylib. I want Raylib. Okay, here we go. Okay. So when Odin OS is Windows, there it is. This is the type of stuff I was trying to figure out. Holy crap. So, oh my gosh. Oh, I've not seen this before. I don't know what to do. So, you don't have make files because all of your options are built in line with your code. Okay. I could I could I could get behind this. I could get behind this. because I'm always like I'm always a big fan of code that isn't defining or instantiating anything until you actually need it, because then it's easier to like trace where things are coming from and why they were instantiated in the first place. Like nothing's worse than like you're coming across a variable in code, and for whatever need that you have with it, you're like, where did this get established? Why does this exist? Who defined it? Where is it documented? Like, why? And it's this variable that's causing all the problems. It's like, where is this thing? And then you start to like traverse the code, and it's like, oh, it's defined in this header over here, but then you go into the header and it's not there. Oh wait, in C++, it's because, oh, this class derives from some other class. You go into that header file, and then you find a type or a type def or something that's like hiding the fact that this thing is a double or something like that, right? So the idea of defining this when you need it, where you need it, versus having it in a file somewhere else, it is definitely a mental shift, one that I have never considered before. I don't know if it's better or not, but my mind is open. My mind is open. So to bring in raylib, they for Windows define no default lib MSC VRT when raylib is shared, otherwise libcmt. And then here's all the other import libraries, which makes sense. I mean, this is stuff that I would have to do with CMake. Now, to be fair, on Windows, CMake does some of this for me automatically. But being explicit, I mean, that's fine too. Uh, it has defer. That's also a mind shift. Like that's also a shift. Because I've not done a lot of C, and I think C uses go to. I know Zig uses defer. I having C++ and RAII, I don't have to do anything. It just does it for me. So having to like manually handle that, I mean, I'm hoping Odin like calls you out if you forget to do it. I'll be curious to see how Odin does error handling as well. Okay, this is making more sense to me. I'm able to wrap my head around this a little better, so that's good. I wonder how much easier, because some of you have been here when I've gotten like my dev container up and running to get Raylib or SDL or whatever running on Windows, Linux, Mac, um, WebAssembly, and Android. Android. Does Odin compile to Android? I'm not seeing Android here. That doesn't mean anything. Just means I would have to handle it myself. I guess for it to compile to Android, as long as it supports I assume the Android NDK, which is LLVM. Okay. What's the first thing we do with Raylib? Do we create a window? Is it init? Init window? It's a init window. Okay, it's a init window. I need this, and I need to call it. I need to call init window. I need to. You said there's a defer? Okay, does that compile? Oh, I don't like it. It's not auto formatting, guys. No, I need auto formatting. What's going on? Wait a minute. Okay, it auto formats that. It doesn't get rid of excess vertical. That's fine. I'm okay. Uh oh, that's gonna kill me. All right, so this should honestly not do much. Holy shit! I mean, that's Raylib. All right. What is a while loop in Odin? Is it just while? Okay. I mean, if there's a reason to use AI for someone who doesn't necessarily need to learn the basics of programming, I'm okay with this. Assuming it's correct. It's saying it's not correct. Expected a semicolon. What is happening? All right. Feel like I need to go back to see, back in my day, I learned C++ by going to CS 101, and that's where you learn how to do a while loop. Ooh, that while loops might have been 102. I don't remember. No, I think 102 was more. I don't even remember. It all blurs together. Where the hell? I don't understand Odin's documentation. It's like maybe this is it. Maybe this is what I need. Okay, variables, assignment. Oh, that makes sense. Math, multiple assignment, explicit types, literals. What the hell is this? Constants can be explicitly typed like a variable. Ugh. Okay. This reference a package by a different name. Oh, okay. I was wondering about that. So I can do like raylib and then do rl. That's just wrong. I I did the whole Vulkan triangle thing years ago. Years ago when Vulkan first came out, and it was like 1,500 lines of code later and lots of debugging, did I finally get a single triangle to render? I haven't touched Vulkan since. I forgot what I was doing. Okay, we're getting somewhere. For okay, that looks like a normal for loop, just no parentheses. I'm okay with that. So is that the same for a while loop then? All right, that's freaking weird. That's freaking weird. What the hell is dot dot? Range based for loop. What? Oh man, guys. I feel like my old programming brain is hurting right here. Like this, I can read this. This is fine. Is this what the kids do these days? I was looking for the wild loop. Doesn't it, there's no wild loop in wait, what? Slices. 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 I mean that's an infinite while loop. So how do I do How do I do this? I want a for loop that iterates until this is. Wait a minute. I can do this. Wait a minute. I got this. I think I know what to do. Okay. So I need a for loop. Wait. Do you literally use a for loop the same as a while loop? Does this work? What is even this language? Oh man. That's going to take a second to get used to. The for loop is everything. For is God. Except that's hard on my eyes. Let's do dot ray gray. Is there a ray gray? Right? Or is it just gray? It might just be gray. Yeah, it's gray. Then let's do orange. Okay, so I do wish there was slightly better integration with VS Code, because at this point I am super used to hitting F7 to build my project, and that works with C++, that works with Flutter. Like F7, at least with VS Code by default, is the build. So the fact that I kind of have to like come down here to the terminal, just a minor annoyance. It has not like minor annoyance. I just wish it was like integrated with the editor a little more. I'm not getting any resize. What am I missing? What the hell? No, it's not flags. That's not what I want. The hint? State. It's state. Alright, I don't like that it's failing to... Or I'm using this wrong. Okay, there's nothing called flag. What am I doing wrong? Big flags. That's what I'm doing wrong. Okay. I'm used to the C-ism of Raylib, so I don't know how Odin typically treats this. There's a bit set. Is it just config flag? Here we go. Resizable. Nope. That doesn't work. Does this work? Right here. You all see that, right? It's right there. Config flag. I assume it would be RL config flag window underscore resizable. RL config flag. I apparently you do, because it's not resizing right now, so I think I do need. Cannot assign value of type config flag to config flags. Do I have to create this variable first? Ooh, okay. This is my This is my first variable. I'm using RL up here, so I don't have to specify raylib, so I defined it as RL at the top. Okay, so first variable here. Flags colon equal RL dot config flag. But that's the type, isn't it? Wait, how do we do type again? RL dot config flag. Cannot assign value. Oh wait, do I have to? Okay, so then I can do equals rl dot config flag dot window resizable. Why is this not working? I mean I'm clearly accessing this incorrectly. God. Set Windows state takes config flags plural. Set Windows state configuration state using flags. This is I might be using the wrong thing, guys. Might be assigning to the wrong. Oh, what the hell is this? Holy shit. Config flags, distinct bit set. So, okay. So, this is a bit mask. That's the issue. I'm trying to assign a singular enum value to a bit mask. And that is not allowed, which I'm okay with. That makes sense. In C, C++, they kind of just let you get away with that. Usually, if I'm writing a bit mask in C++, I'm usually writing some kind of like template object to handle that for me so that there's no implicit assignment happening with bitmasks. So it seems like Odin is just straight up preventing it from happening. So I need to know how to use a bitmask with Odin because flags, can I just do rl.config flags? So flags is the bit mask. So how do I do bitmask operations? Use colon colon? Can I just assign this 0? I assume there's no like dot operations on this. Damn. Thought the autocomplete was going to help me out. Cannot convert untyped value 0 to config flags from untyped integer. All right, let's just leave that alone. Flags of type config flags has no field dot set. What is distinct bit set? I never thought assigning a value to a bit mask would be the hardest thing about learning a language. That's what you needed to do. That work as well? Okay, that works as well. Okay. Okay, so interesting. Okay. I mean, this is just one of those things that it's just language syntax. Once you get used to it, I'm okay with that. That's pretty straightforward. Okay. Okay. How, and this is built as release. How big is? Ooh, I'm running out of hard drive space. 716 kilobytes. Okay. Okay. So again, how do I explain this? My executable right now is 716 kilobytes, which is pretty big for doing something like this, but part of that reason is it's almost certainly statically linking raylib into my executable. So my question then, coming from C++, I got to choose, right? I got to choose if I wanted raylib as a static library or a DLL or a shared object on Linux. I got to choose. I am guessing if I choose to use the vendored raylib from Odin, I just have to accept that it's what? Statically linked. It probably won't let me choose. Raylib shared. I mean, it has this check here when raylib shared, else foreign import lib raylib dll.lib. So how do I do this? I want to try this. I thought I saw. You guys don't see Trill, but he is in this room with me. He's under my table over there, snoring. Ooh, that did something, guys. The size of my executable halved. And it doesn't run anymore because I don't have raylib.dll. Okay. So that worked, but I'm guessing Odin doesn't come with raylib as a dynamic library. Or I need to actually let me check where I installed Odin. I wonder if it's in the Odin folder. Check it out. Raylib.dll, guys. See if it runs. That's what it was. So you can do dynamic libraries as well. Because I'm looking at the Odin directory and the vendor folder, and it comes with all these vendor packages, and inside these vendor package directories are .lib, .a archive files, DLLs, shared objects, etc. And I guess in the grand scheme of things, there's not a lot of vendor packages here. In fact, I would say a lot of these packages I'm looking at would lean towards like building graphical applications. Is Odin like kind of designed? I'll have to see if there's some talks kind of intended for application and game development, or what, like what's going on there, and why such a what I would think is a fairly limited selection of vendor libraries. Cool. RL dot draw triangle auto complete for me for the win, and get it completely wrong because it's doing this weird C style casting. Wonder how Odin supports. Like, this is clearly wrong, right? So then how does Odin actually do? Just 400 by 100 maybe? What it is. So I have really started to like what C++, and I think C is starting to do this. Zig does this. But like specifying dot x equals dot y equals. I don't know if Odin does this. I forget what it's called. Um, Odin. No, not builder pattern. That's a different thing. This I'm just talking about the parameter naming. I'm just literally talking about the fact that like you don't have to specify this, but it's nice that you. Yeah, I mean it's an initializer list, but it's actually called. Oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me crazy. It's actually called something. Um, yeah, like the keyword arguments. Is it aggregate initializer? Um, designated designated initializers. This thing right here. So as of C++20, we get designated initializers, which I love. This is awesome. Zig does it, and I think it's either coming to or has already came to C as well. But like ever since this started happening, I have like I love it. This is awesome. Nothing's worse than like trying to figure out which value goes to which parameter and what the developer intended, especially when there's like a lot of magic numbers involved. I mean, you shouldn't use magic numbers, buffer. So I'm hoping. So designated initializer is what it's called. Are there designated initializers in Odin? Yes, Odin natively supports designated initializers. So how do you do it? With a colon. With an equal. An equal. Okay, let's try that. Not with a dot. Oh. Oh, it might not work in this instance because vector2 is just a C array. It's not a struct. That's annoying. That's annoying. But I guess that's my object-oriented programming brain. Lame. Dang it. I keep hitting F7 to build and it won't build. I don't think Odin is really object oriented. I mean, it has structs, but I don't think it does encapsulation or anything like that. Now, I have seen that it potentially does some specialized operation overloading, which looks honestly kind of interesting because it lets you like explicitly define what is overloaded. Um, I'll have to play with that. I'm not sure. Okay, guys, some success. I think we have a side project now with Odin. I don't know what I would actually build. Maybe we could do. Okay, so I have another idea, but I hesitate to bring this idea up because I have such limited time to stream because I'm working 40 hours a week, minimum 40 hours a week. So I've had this idea too where you know how we were playing Wordle, right? If I could start building a collection of interactive games like mini games, games like Wordle, and just post them on my website, but like show how they were being built and give chat the opportunity to play the games along with me, kind of thing. I thought that would be kind of cool because we would get to explore some coding languages, and we wouldn't like each game honestly could be made with a different language, right? And we can explore making these games because I won't know off the top of my head exactly how I would implement Wordle, for instance. I don't think it would be difficult, but maybe it's actually really difficult. Um, Maybe it involves querying a database, hopefully an open database of words, or we just build our own database, that kind of thing. But like those simple games, I build a website, and also I don't want to like step on anyone's licensing, so I don't know what I'm allowed to get away with. So I have to be careful there too. But there's so many Wordle clones out there, so I figured I'm not. I don't need to make these games to make money, but if I make these games to have fun with chat and to learn, maybe that's a win-win, right? So I have been considering that as well, and that I would just throw on my I think I'd throw on my main website. Um, I'd probably just have like, oh, you guys don't see this. I'd probably just have games here, right, or something like that. And I've also thought about um some apps that could connect to my Twitch stream. I don't know if YouTube would let me. I assume YouTube will too, but have like almost like a separate service that connects to my chat streams and can collect your inputs to drive the games as we play them. So I've got all these grand schemes to 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 be more interactive with chat. I don't. It all takes time, right? It takes time. Um, so I'll have to think about that. Odin would be a good one to do a simple game, I think, to start with. Zig would be another, obviously. Jai, if it ever comes out. Um, what are some other languages? Maybe like Carbon or one of the newer C++ evolutions. C3, Cal. Oh God, Cal. If there's a legit way to like link Raylib or something with Cal, I wouldn't be opposed to trying to draw a triangle. It terrifies me the number of moves I would have to write to achieve a triangle, but we'll see. Um, and it doesn't even have to be like natively compiled languages necessarily. Flutter, for instance, well, Flutter natively compiles. Um, I don't think I would want to do React, for instance. I've looked at React. React scares the hell out of me because it's like React is some kind of weird amalgamation of HTML and coding. Um, but it doesn't just have to be compiled code, like compilable code. We could look at other stuff as well. Yeah, Flutter is Dart. Flutter is okay. I like my mobile app is built in Flutter. Um, but it's okay. There are things I really like about it. There are things that are kind of annoying. Python terrifies me. There's so much you can do with Python, and I know so little about all of its API syntax. Python is almost too flexible. I like a little bit of rigidity and structure in my life, so I know to so I know I'm doing it right. I mean, you guys have seen my my C++ setups. It's like you can't write a single line of code without being yelled at by Clang Tidy or one of the extra compiler flags I have turned on, right? So I do like a little bit of rigidity and structure. auto formatting, any language that has a really good LSP and an automatic formatter, that's a huge win. Um, really good VS Code, or it doesn't have to be VS Code, but really good editor integration. I tried Zed for a brief moment, but it didn't have the integrations I needed for Qt QML, so it was kind of dead on arrival for me. That kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, so I'll chew on that, but I have been thinking like, hey, I can make some open source projects, set up auto deployments of the project so that they show up as WebAssembly. Oh, it has to support WebAssembly, right? If I'm going to host it on a website, it has to support WebAssembly. I have heard of Helix before. I haven't tried it. But yeah, maybe I'll make some web hosted games or apps that chat can interact with to play along with me so that when we are like when I am just kind of head down coding and thinking, you can like I can have something up on the display that we saw was built from scratch and be able to play with it, and you would know how it works. Break it, right? And then we can bug fix it on stream, that kind of thing. I don't know any Swift. I almost took a college class back in the day to do. I think it was Swift. Nah, it might have been Objective C. Now that I think about it, Swift is newer, isn't it? Like, isn't Swift early 2000s, late 2000s when it first came out? I don't remember. But yeah, I don't. I not a lot of experience with Swift. Is Swift cross-platform? I don't know too much about Swift. There's another language. I forget what it's called, but if you know who Sean Parent is, he was or is like a chief principal software engineer at Adobe who knows a lot about C++. He has had some really good talks, and he is a huge fan of data oriented mutable programming, and I think he has a language he's working on. I forget what it's called. Programming. Is it Verse? Because I think he was taking a lot of ideas from Swift, which is why I'm thinking about him. Man, what was his programming language? He renamed it too. It's gonna drive me. I don't know why, but VS Code automatically went to Bing. I guess that makes sense. It's Microsoft. Sean Parent programming language. Val. It's called Val. So maybe I look at Val as well. Val language, which makes sense. It's all like value based programming. High level systems programming language built around mutable value semantics. That's another language we look into. I'll be honest, I don't have a huge interest in Rust itself, but maybe we find something to do with Rust as well. That's okay. If the people want Rust at some point, we can do Rust. Yeah. All right, guys. I think that is it. I will think some more on this gaming web host idea for chat. Imagine it's going to take a lot of time and effort, but I mean, maybe that's what we spend our streams doing. Who knows? All right, guys, I'm tired. It's late. USA won. Go USA. Uh, everyone have a good night. Bye. I'll see you next time. See ya. Bye.